Hey, my name is Christina Moore. I'm working with United Codes on a project called Apex Project I. We're introducing a new language translation set of tools in here, and I thought I'd take an opportunity to show this with my colleague Stevie Dickerson, who's here with me today. Stevie?
Hi, I'm Stevie.
Stevie, why don't we start with our demo app 532, and take a look at the translation settings in that.
Okay, I'm hopping in. I'm going to go into shared components. And then down here, I'm going to translate application under globalization.
And in honor of Dimitri, why don't we go ahead and add Italian?
Okay, so I will define an application language.
Okay.
And we're adding Italian.
94532.
Okay, let's do 94532. Oh, quick pick.
Quick pick.
And then create.
Molto bene. Let's go ahead and seed that so that we have the translation repository built for us.
Okay, so I have to go back to translate, then seed translatable text, select Italian, and then I will seed.
So what this is doing is this is taking the English version, seeding it to Italian, and this is where most people would download the XML file called an XLIF, where they would have that sent to a translator. We're going to use Apex's application programming interface to change that directly. Stevie, let's hop into APE.
I have it open already.
So I think I see our app right, the dead center of your screen is 532 Translate Test App. Is that the one?
Yes.
And then when that comes up, let's go to that translate button in the upper right.
Okay.
And then here, we're going to see a bunch of new features. And we'll go through each one of these options. The first one that we have here are the Apex messages. This is a fairly new feature in Apex. You can put a message in and it uses the translated version. Stevie, do you mind filtering for Italian in that gray box on the right?
Sure. Let's click on that.
Wow. Those are already translated for us. That's not too bad.
Okay.
So we're using an interface to a product called DeepL to go out there and automatically translate these things. And we're building a dictionary of these phrases as we do it. So when the system sees new phrases, boopity boop, it fills them up. There you go. So for the most part with Apex messages, we're pretty well done with that. Should we click on a pencil and take a look at one?
Sure. Let's go March into March.
I don't have enough Italian to know if that's right or not. I was being a little funny. But we could change that version here. Walk into March. Italian.
Not Mark. March.
Walk into March. Oh boy. Oh well. Anyway, that's how that feature works. Camminare, Amazo. I guess so. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the translation repository.
Okay.
In here are all of the phrases that Apex would normally translate. And you can control this when you're doing your Apex development by marking translate text a yes, no. It's usually in an attribute down low right side of your development screen.
Okay.
So anything that's in here is the sort of stuff that would show up on that XLIF. The decision when we were working on this tool was to not translate this automatically, but to have the person doing the work make these decisions on their own. So we didn't accidentally translate HTML, we didn't accidentally translate JavaScript, or translate some Apex attributes that, wouldn't make any darn sense. So Stevie, let's take a look at commission, which is like third on your list there. Let's see what the Italian has to offer. So
Commissione.
commissione. So it went out and it looked for that phrase, translated it, brought it back. And when you hit update translation, it's going to use the Apex API and push that back up there. And there we go. That is done. Stevie, let's go find something that needs to be excluded.
Sure. Okay.
Why don't we go ahead and oh yeah, that makes sense to exclude. So yeah, to exclude something, because that seems to be an attribute for Apex, yeah, you would click on that. And then exclude, just say yes on that little switch.
Got it. And then update all similar?
Yeah.
Okay. Or I could do just one. Okay.
Yeah, do that one. Yep.
Got it.
Good. And then there should be a yes on that, unless we have a filter running. Oh, so we can see that app user and the dash 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 have been excluded in this repository, plus a number of yes nos, which are used as attributes. So Stevie, why don't we go ahead and click on the excluded phrases so we can see how some of that works. So anything that you want to have the tool exclude sort of as a permanent measure, you can put in here, and then whenever you're translating in a new language, you don't have to come in and go, hey, make a specific exception. So these are blanket exclusions. It's just a standard interactive grid, and that makes that easy to handle. Let's look at the dictionary. So in the dictionary, we keep track of anything that we have translated to keep them consistent. And the other thing that we can do in here is update a whole bunch of things. So let's say that you want home to be a different version of that. So let's change that to La Casa. And then we can refresh all references there to switch in the middle of the screen. And now every place that we see home, it'll become the home, La Casa. And then we apply that change. And so if we go back to our translation repository, I don't know if there's other instances of home. You seem to have exclude yes and no in there.
I will remove both.
Oh, okay. So are there any other home? It has to be the single word home. It can't be part of something else.
Home.
That didn't change that, did it? So let's do it here, Stevie. Let's click on Casa and change that to La Casa.
Okay.
Oh, okay. And then updates all similar is what you want to do here. There we go.
Great.
That's that feature. Okay. So we go through, we change our language, we update the phrases. Let's just do one more for fun. Let's do department number.
Okay. Department number.
Okay, update all similar. And when we get this done and perfect, everybody's happy, we go over to scheduler jobs. It's on the top of the. So what we do when we encounter a new language for Apex is we build a scheduler job that runs once a day in the evening, early morning, to automatically seed. We do it behind the scenes with a scheduler job because we've encountered some applications where the seeding process can take as many as 10 minutes. So Doing it after hours and doing it daily means that it's kept pretty consistent. But the job name is there, so if somebody wants to execute that job name, they can just copy that out, boop, boop, do a little thing. And when you're ready to publish your application, you would hit the publish button. So go ahead.
Italian is publishing.
And there we go. Italian is published. So just to check ourselves, Stevie, why don't we go back to Oracle Apex for that application and
Okay.
see what the thing has to say to us. 21 seconds ago, Italian was published 21 seconds ago. So to recap, what
Nice.
we've done here is we've taken the translation repository and the messages, we're running them through an API that translates them for us. We added some power to that. So instead of downloading to an XLIF, XML type file that you're translating by hand, then uploading, then blah, 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 we're synchronizing automatically overnight. We're using an API to fetch new language, then to update Apex, and then we've given you a button to publish. And we're trying to add power to this process. Anything to add, Stevie?
I remember the way that we used to do the translations in our other application that had to be entirely translated into Spanish. And our coworker Raul was very diligent about, not making any mistakes in that XLIF file, but it's just, there's too much room for error there. And so I love how simple this is.
And consistent. This really enforces consistency.
Right. So something isn't translated 5 different ways in different places.
So guys, go out, go get Ape, enjoy this, make translations available, and bring people into your applications by providing it in as many languages as possible. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thanks.